Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started, I want to thank TV47 for allowing us to have the show and for all their help in us putting this on, especially Robert. Thank you so much. Well, today, my special guest is the chairman of the Marble Festival, Dr. Ted Spears. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Mandy. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the Marble Festival.
Oh, I know. We've done this show several times, but there's always so many things to tell about it. The Marble Festival is on this year, so I am very excited. What are the dates?
The dates are April the 6th through the 17th.
Okay.
But this year we're bringing back the Scavenger Hunt, and it's going to start on the 29th of March and run through the 12th of April.
Okay.
And we'll have the winners and a special ceremony at the library on the 17th. So that's something we brought back is very popular.
Yes.
We got an adult division and a children's division, and Jeff Turner for Shoot First Video is handling that for us. He came on to the committee last year, and he's been wonderful. He was poised to do it last year, but the COVID situation eliminated that.
Well, I'm glad it's back. That is so much fun. And for those of you that haven't done that, it's where they've taken snapshots of different pieces around town made of our marble. And the scavenger hunt, you get a piece of paper and you go find them. What a fun activity to do as an adult and with your children or grandchildren, I think.
Yeah, we had a lot of things. The children enjoyed it, and one group that we had not anticipated enjoying it was the grandparents.
Oh.
And the grandparents probably enjoyed it more than the parents and the children, and so that was a benefit, inadvertent consequences, I guess you could say, which were absolutely wonderful.
That's great. I think I even heard one grandparent, it was a nice chance to talk about Sylacauga, our history a little bit with their grandchildren, especially if the grandparents grew up here. So that's just a fun time together of sharing.
Absolutely, and the grandparents had some specific memories of Gant's Quarry and growing up and going out there on the weekends and all the activities, swimming and golf, and they even had an airport there at the time.
Oh, wow.
People came in here from all over.
So you can pick up your the form March 29th or before then, maybe at the library, the Chamber of Commerce, the museum. Now, I'm reading here.
The forms to make everybody start from the same point won't be available until the 29th.
Oh, okay.
And then they can pick them up at the library, at the museum, and at the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
We wanted to have a starting point for everybody to be the same way.
Oh, sure.
And then those people can get ahead. Those who pick them up on Monday will get a head start, and the rest of them can just fall in line later. We've got, 10 days or so that they can do that. So we're excited about that.
If you can't go the 29th, just get by when you can and pick up one.
Absolutely.
That will be a lot of fun. That's one of the things. It starts early and it ends right after, so there's plenty of time to be looking for the pretty pieces of marble that you may have you may have driven by them every day, but you haven't really stopped to look at them. That's what I found.
I think it's an interesting sort of thing. At least it brings it alive. It gives it a Sylacauga flavor, and so this really is the Marble City. When you look at the historical aspects, the business aspects, and the situation that exists today, it's the Marble City.
That's right. And I always, every time we do this show, I want to read the mission of the Marble Festival is to recreate the magic of marble through its artistic, commercial, and industrial applications. That's quite a job.
Well, it is, and the quarries have really been useful to us and helpful. The Emery's, Omnia, and as well as Sylacauga Marble, and all their components have really been in full support of this ever since we started. And they don't all do sculpture, but they certainly all are in the marble business, and the products and what have you will be on display in the library, the kind of things that they do with the marble at the end result, as well as the sculpture. And then the new marble gallery is probably the most exciting thing that we have, and I know that people want to come by and check and see all the sculpture that we have in that.
In the library.
And it really makes the library a destination point for the people in the art world to come and look at it.
There it is right now. You will probably notice it as you come in the front doors of the library. It's to the right, and it is beautiful. You see a TV on the wall. There's the video playing that y'all made, and that is Geneva Mercer.
Absolutely.
Sylacauga connection there. She trained under Moretti, if I'm telling that correctly.
Yeah, that's correct. She was an apprentice under Moretti, and he trained her, and she became a outstanding sculptor in her own right. And she traveled with the Morettis all over the world, and has done a wonderful job with her sculpture also. And for example, the city of Pittsburgh, she is well known, and a lot of her sculpture is in the Fitz Museum there in Pittsburgh. And people in Pittsburgh know more about Moretti
Geneva
and
Mercer.
about Geneva Mercer than the people in Alabama. And we just are changing that. We're making it out there, Alabamians. Moretti lived here, Geneva lived here, and she sculpted here, started training here, and born in Alabama. So we were just thrilled to have the opportunity to recognize her and make her a permanent resident of Sylacauga.
Right, that is right. And this piece is sculpted by Frank Murphy, a Sylacauga native. Yes,
a graduate of Sylacauga High School. Frank has been with us almost all the way since we started 13 years ago. And he did Geneva, and he said that while he was working with her, and the people that have seen the other video, he felt like he was in daily communication with her. And she was talking to him and telling him how she wanted to look. So maybe that's a woman's right intuition anyway.
That's true. That is. And then the other sculpture, the other bust in the gallery is Moretti, Giuseppe Moretti.
Right. A lot of people don't realize that Moretti lived here in the 20s. He owned a quarry here, and we've got a picture of his home in the library, a painting picture. And he just really went out throughout the world praising the Sylacauga marble as being some of the purest white and the best sculpted marble in the world. So he was probably the earliest one who went international for us.
Right. From Italy, came here, and then told everyone, I guess. And this is sculpted by Craig Brown.
Yes, Craig did that one, and he and Frank are both natives of Alabama. Geneva and Mercer both lived here in Sylacauga. Now, all of them have a Sylacauga connection and a Sylacauga marble connection and an Alabama connection. We thought that, and we did the pamphlet on their lives, on the lives of Moretti and Geneva, and they're in the hands of, we put them in all the schools in the south end of the county. I've been in the process, and I'm still in the process, and I'm mailing them to the museums and libraries throughout the state. So we're getting statewide coverage, and everybody that when we can get up a name and a correct address, we're mailing them daily, and we're getting great response from that. And people will say, you know, I didn't know there was marble in Sylacauga.
I know.
Not only marble, but some great art in the form of sculpture, and we're just thrilled to be a part of that.
Wow, well, we are. Well, we're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more about the 2021 Marble Festival.
Home making you sick? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions can remedy any mold or mildew problem in your home. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Dr. Ted Spears, who is the chairman of the Magic of Marble Festival, which is April 6th through the 17th this year. 2020 was had to go to Plan B, but 2021 is on track, so I am very excited. We were talking before we went to the commercial break about the new marble gallery at the Comer Library. It is the Bill and Thelma Evans Marble Gallery. It is just beautiful, I think. A lot of marble pieces in just a really pretty area, so I'd love for you to come in and see that. That is made possible by a gift from Charlie and Hattie Evans to honor his parents, Bill and Thelma Evans. So we're very appreciative of that. It makes a beautiful, just a beautiful area in our library to showcase the marble.
Well, Miss Thelma is almost an employee of the B.B. Comer Library, and she's certainly one of our foremost supporters in the city of Sylacauga.
Yeah.
So I think it's very appropriate that this gallery named after them, because she loves marble, she loves the library, she worked with the Brown Bags program, she works with all sorts of exciting things. She teaches in her home basket weaving, and even at her age, she's still doing that. And so just really outstanding people from the Sylacauga area. She was a native of Coosa County, and so they returned back home and retired here. So that's just really a wonderful gift to the library, but more importantly, it's helping the marble industry and our history of marble, and it puts it in a very prominent position. And I'm just delighted that Tracy is working on this, and the different colors, the cleaning, the green background is just absolutely beautiful.
It is very nice. We're very excited to have it, especially in honor of Bill and Thelma. Miss Evans is she's a wonderful cook on top of everything.
Absolutely.
She is great.
Red velvet cake.
Yes, yes. Well, I tell you, the Marble Festival has changed a little bit over the years, I think, as we've learned, as you know, things are learned and changes are made. Is there any big changes, or just?
Well, the biggest change, last year we had to go to a Plan B altogether. We didn't do any sculpting, except the commissioned one with Frank and one with Craig are doing the Moretta and Mercer.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that we are making sure we're going to have sculpting this year. We eliminated the tours because of the COVID restrictions on the factories and
the quarry
visiting the quarries or whatever. We still have the visits to the observation point. And so that's going to be open, and we've got one group of people from Florida in the Pensacola area who are already registered to come. They're going to visit the library, they're going to tour the library and look at all the marble, and they're going to the observation point to do that. So we'll have a lot of tours going to the observation point, but they'll just be different. We won't be going into the manufacturing area because of the restrictions and the riding on 30 people on a bus. You can't social distance on the bus. But we are going to observe the Center for Disease Control mandates and recommendations about wearing a mask and the personal 6-foot distance thing.
Right.
But the sculptors said that was not a problem with them anyway. They already wear a mask.
Right.
And so we'll ask the visitors to do that. And one of the interesting things is that the position that we're in is that it's going to be primarily sculpting, and we had a lot of other things where we made recognition, and the mandate with Pietrasanta, not mandate, but the relationship. And again, we were unfortunate that because of the restrictions of travel, we were unable to have the Italian sculptor with us this year. But we've already reserved him, and it was Francesco Gazzi, and so we put him off again until next year. But we still have the relationship, and with that change, talked to Bill Cook, who has been one of the few sculptors has been to all of our events. He's going to do a symposium and work with people, new sculptors coming in, and people who are just beginning, or any of the existing sculptors who want advice. And he's going to do an exciting program with a symposium and a PowerPoint position, and show the experiences he's had in South Carolina. He's encountered and participated in a lot of shows there, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida. And so he's going to share his American experience with all the sculptors and answer questions on it. So we're delighted. And he's an exciting person, got a great personality. He's a graduate of the University of Tennessee with a degree in theater. And he spent 10 years as a dance instructor with the Arthur Murray School of Dance.
Oh my goodness.
So those that don't want to sculpt can dance, and we'll have everything lined up and make everybody happy.
That is great. I think they learn so much from each other.
They do.
And
it's
they have
just
a bond.
Really sharing, so we can still do that. And then, of course, the free place for them to stay was at the American Legion, and that is out of the question, the closer the way there. Right. So, but they don't seem to be bothered about that, and they're already making reservations for their favorite place here. And Rexy Lights has been cooperating with us and helping us, and we're delighted with the things that she does for it, and she's been with us from the very beginning.
Okay. So nice how our community partners together and comes together.
Oh yeah, it's really been a wonderful setup. And this year, we also were expanding. Last night I was checking my email, and Dr. Knight, who is the director of the Alabama State Council on the Arts, I sent him a message about the change, and he said he was delighted that we are continuing. And he said the Marble Festival was too important to the state for us to be just giving up on it, and so he was thrilled about that. And but he was also happy about the fact that we're going to do a short video, a 2-minute video on each of the sculptors, asking them, who they are, where they're from, what they think about marble, their most famous sculptor, why they got into art to begin with, and then more important than anything else, why did they come to Sylacauga Marble Festival? So
that is wonderful.
We're going to have that, and he was really thrilled with that, and so we're going to make that a part of our evaluation. And he said that was extremely good to the people who read grants, because next year we're making the grants that they'll find out that we're not talking about probabilities, we're looking and talking with the people and knowing who they are and where they are.
That is wonderful. That's great. Well, we're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Home making you sick? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions can remedy any mold or mildew problem in your home. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. We're talking about the Magic of Marble Festival, which is coming up April 6th through the 17th. That's where several sculptors, you said maybe 20 or so, from around the country come to Sylacauga and sculpt in the park across from Bluebell. They'll set up there and they'll sculpt 6 feet apart. They're outside. That's not a problem, and not a problem for us to go watch them. It's so fun to watch the kind of things they're making and talk with them. It's just a fun event for everyone.
I think it's probably one of the most interesting cultural events that we have, to bring these people in from all over the Southeast, all over the nation, and have them sculpting. And this year won't be any different. We hope that we have a large group of people come out to meet them. We just ask that they observe the 6-foot thing and wear a face mask. The sculptors all wear a face mask anyway. They're sculpted. And we're just delighted with the number of people, and many of them, of the 17 are already registered, and the others that I've talked to said they're so delighted that we're doing this because they missed it. And one new group that we picked up, a man and his son plus 3 other people they sculpted with, said they had cabin fever. And they were just delighted to have the opportunity to come to Sylacauga and to sculpt it. You know, going 2 years without being able to meet and talk and converse and see what's going on in the sculpting world is just too much for them. So they'll be here.
They've made a lot of friends. I mean, they've become friends and have a lot of fun.
Yes, they certainly have. And we've had the college connection. We've got one sculptor who is from one of the Methodist colleges in Kentucky, in Westland, and he's been coming now for 3 years, and he's teaching sculpting there and working with us. He has a daughter who lives in Wetumpka, and then we continuing our relationship with Auburn University with Dr. Sommerfeld in the College of Liberal Arts. And then Glenn Dasher, who was the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts at the University of Alabama, Huntsville, is coming back, and he's retired now, but he's still connected to UAH, and he's bringing one of his cohorts back with him. Laney was one, Jim Laney, is still working with the university there, and even though he's in an area of technology with computers, he's an outstanding sculptor, and I talked to him over the weekend. He was thrilled to be well enough to come back. So we've got 3 universities, and of course the third one is the new relationship we're having with Dr. Jack Hawkins and the people at Troy State. It's not Troy State, it's Troy University now. But they found out about us through Pietrasanta when they sent 3 or 4 interns to Pietrasanta to work in the area of communications. And we had them all lined up last year, but that got shot down with the pandemic. And but it's still in the live section, very alive, but we don't know whether all the technology that we need will be worked out for them to be here this year. But this is something that's good for Sylacauga. I know that last year we visited Troy, and Dr. Seegers managed to make a connection with the Dean of the Education Department there to help them with special ed teachers and to start bringing them to do their student teaching here. And so that was an inadvertent development that we thought was just wonderful. And then they were doing daily TV shows from Pietrasanta to here. We were going to communicate directly from Sylacauga to Pietrasanta through the Troy TV program.
Oh, wow.
So that was something that is new, and we hope that we're able to, may not be able to put it back into play, but it's certainly in the hopper that we're going to include next year.
So nice to be able to make these connections to make this work. That's great.
Absolutely, and then not only does that helps our students, it makes them more aware of Troy University, and Troy more interested in the students here at Comer and Sylacauga High School, Fayetteville, Winterboro. We just think it's a wonderful relationship.
Great. Well, it is nice to get the word out, and the word is out in our city, in our state, our country, and even around the world. Because I think one of the goals is marble is beautiful, and there are beautiful sculptures and other things that can be made, but it's also used in industry. I know when I do tours for children, marble dust is in almost everything: gum, lipstick, PVC pipe, paint, bread, cookies, all kinds of things. So we'd love for more industry to come.
Well, one of the interesting things is AM3, which is the owner of AM3 in Bessemer, Alabama, is the owner of the Silicaga Quarry. And they have been wonderful in working with us, and they got businesses all over the world. I visited down with them last Friday. Frank Murphy and I went down to start picking out the marble for the festival, and they had a load of shipment going to Italy from Silicaga. And the new people in advertising in Birmingham are touting the Marble Festival, and so we've got all sorts of international connections. And then Ruth Cook has done a fabulous job with her podcast, and she's doing programs for her podcast plus the different educational institutions in the Birmingham area, and we're getting tremendous response from all of that. And so those will continue and be expanded. And not only did she write the book on Silicaga marble, and
there she is.
Ruth there.
That's her.
And she was a part of it. She did the Moretti and Geneva Mercer pamphlet for us. So we're going international on almost everything that we do, and with Facebook and Twitter and X-ray and MRIs, whatever it takes. We're doing all of it.
Yes, you can find out more information on the Marble Festival website. I believe Magic of Marble Festival. You can Google that, or there's a link to it on the library website. There is a Facebook page, so you'll be aware kind of what's going on. And I would encourage you, come by to see us at the library. We have beautiful sculptures, not just what you saw in the gallery, but they're all over the building. Beautiful sculptures. I do tours for students, and then we have tours for adults too. If you know, I know COVID this year makes things a little bit different, but we'd love for you to come by. We could hand you something and you take a self-guided tour. That would be wonderful. And we have copies of Ruth Cook's book, Magic in Stone. It is a wonderful book. I learned so much reading about that. I know we've got about a minute left, but we hope you all will come out and see the sculptures starting April 6th or 7th when they set up.
One thing is that we have a new sculptor who is working with the Silicaga Marble Quarry. He's in charge of the merchandising there. Giuseppe Thelma. He came, and I carried him through the library last week, and he was really thrilled and fascinated. And he went back down and told them to say whatever they need, we're going to do it for them. And so to get a person with that background, he lives in Carrara, and he has 3 or 4 quarries in the United States, and now he's working with AM3 with the Silicaga Quarry. And so he's had more exams. He's had his temperature taken and all that more. But he flies. He's in the U.S. 3 days a week, but every weekend he goes home to Carrara, and then they meet him with the temperature gauge and
do what we have
else.
to do, don't we?
But he's special flights out of Italy to the U.S. each week. But hey, the word's getting out, and we're just thrilled with the part that you all play with the Library Connection, and anything else you can do. Don't ask permission, go ahead and do it.
Well, thank you for joining me today, and you can find out more about the Marble Festival online. Thank you for joining me on Library Connection.